An older lady I know, familial to a point, has in the unhappy disposition of depression and other mental health issues, projected forth from her deep mind energies of the most dangerous sort into the dimensional cosmos. Her anger, fired up to justify her state, and sent out to destroy, has bound the nearby people in her life to the interest of her pathological coping. Dark energies with vectors pour out strongly, because the deep psychotic mind is powerful, energies and powers that one might liken to some Harry Potter movie. Although one may dismiss the movie and its fantasy, one cannot dismiss the actual and true power and its true effect. I had a sense the Lord himself said to me, "If you don't do something about it, I am going to remove her." For the moment in my uncertainty I prayed for her and the situation, tossing in my mercy and my hope, because God can use the hope of another person for another, if my hope is extended, and if my hope is not extended then a spiritual and actual gate is closed. There is this strange thing about wishes or desires sent out. Anomalous death, whatever it is, which once was not and now is, even as it is defeated, can be found in dark wishes for other humans. Our dark wishes for them, our envy, our delight in their pain, our misery when they win the lottery, our glee when their misery makes our misery feel a bit better. These thoughts are computer codes as it were. They program circumstances, but the most curious thing is their inscription into the matrix of the creative field, as it were, can code death itself into the code, little samples of it in hidden code. Meanwhile, when we pray, let us trade in our prayer with the actual. Taking our code writing as a metaphor, we can say there is a keyboard before us and God when we present. When we have a conception of God, we often trade with the conception and not with God. We find a conception of a keyboard, a thing to trade prayers, but it is like praying to the idea of God rather than with God himself. So effective prayer is when we in our faith and mind try to feel the actual presence of God, his familiar feeling. On another note, the injured, those in pain, must give up their pain, and this frees our true being to stand in freedom before God and feel him a bit better. Pain in the mind causes trading with it. The injured mind, the one which feels pain, starts talking to ideas in its mind, memories, ideas, flashes of stronger people who live in our mind in our memory. The pain mind thinks it has to defer and talk to them. I think there are demons who sit at this junction of trading talking. Somehow they can feed off of this negotiation we have with things in our mind, because if we trade with something stronger, say someone else's image in our mind who has a stronger opinion of us than we have of ourselves, then we bend and defer, and give up a bit of our exquisite blue water, and the demons can take from this trade of loss.